Hi travellers, today we're doing our Yaffle is with Kaye Bryan. How are you, Kaye?
I'm very well, thanks, Tim.
We're lucky enough today to be up at the Cradle Mountain. Beautiful day. You can sort of see it just there in the corner. About 1 degrees this morning, no snow, but nice day, isn't it, Kaye?
Beautiful morning,
Yeah,
beautiful.
so Kaye is from, well, she lives in Circular Head, Smithton at the moment, but she's lived a few places in her life. So, Kaye, where was you born?
Well, I was born in Pakistan, actually Rawalpindi, which
Rawalpindi.
is in Lahore,
Yep.
just out of Lahore, at an army base hospital.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And obviously your parents were with you
Yes.
then?
Oh, well, my father was in the army and he was transferred to Pakistan, to Lahore, to Karachi,
Yep.
then to Lahore. My mother, she died giving birth to my youngest sister, so I was 11 and there were 5 brothers and sisters under 11.
Yep.
And so I knew I was 11, so I did know my mum. Dad, I didn't see much of. He was away a lot. Yeah.
So you're the youngest in your family?
I've got a half brother that's younger than me.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm
right.
the eldest.
Yep.
And then I've got there's 5 of us siblings. Yeah.
So your mum and dad, were they born in England or?
No, my mother was born in Pakistan.
Yep.
My father was born in England.
Yep.
And when he travelled to Pakistan, he met my mother.
Oh, okay.
But he'd been married twice prior to that. So I do have 2 stepbrothers.
Yep.
One in England and one in Canberra.
Yep. So what do you remember of your early years of growing up?
Early years, what I can remember, and I don't like the word servants, I'd call them carers,
Yep.
friends.
Yep.
We had a lot of those carers, friends, that looked after us when I was at home.
So what year are we talking when this is going on?
Oh, well, I'd say, Tim, well, I'll be 80, and I left Pakistan when I was 16, going on 17.
Yep. So what's that?
You-
The 50s, 50,
It'd be in the
55,
50s, early 50s, yeah.
Yeah. So you was obviously, you've said you was born there, so
Yes, yeah.
that's what you thought was your home, I
That
guess.
was my home.
Yeah.
I did go with my parents to England, but I was only very, very young. I don't remember anything about England.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was born in Pakistan.
Yeah. And was you only taught English, or did you?
No, I do know some Pakistani, but swear words. I remember the swear words
Yeah.
and a couple of other words, but
Yeah.
we spoke both.
Yeah. So you was taught both at school?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah. Yeah. You would have been fluent when you was younger, I
Oh,
guess.
yes.
I won't make you speak it now.
No, don't.
If it's only swear words.
No, don't.
Yeah. So when did you leave Pakistan?
I was left there when I was 16, going on to 17. I was
Oh,
about
right.
16. I'd finished school, and my brother and myself, we came on our own. There was, Dad had to get us out of there. Things weren't real good at the time, and they came out. He remarried, and he came out, and the rest of the kids came out about 5 years after Robert and myself.
Yep.
To Melbourne. We came to Melbourne.
So did you only go to school 16? You didn't go?
I didn't go any further.
No.
No.
So how did you get to school when you?
Well, when I wasn't in boarding school, we had the servant friend used to drive us to school.
Yeah.
Pick us up and take us back home.
And as I've just said, you just would have thought that was
normal.
that was just normal.
That was normal. Yeah.
And you would have had a lot of Pakistani friends, I guess, too.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that's how far you went in education, was grade 10 or equivalent?
Yeah. Then I came to Australia, to Melbourne, and then I went nursing when the time was right.
That was your first job, was it?
No, the first job was in a milk bar.
Right.
Yeah.
In Melbourne?
In Melbourne, Hawthorn. And funny thing, this nice looking bloke used to come in and day out and have milkshake after milkshake. And I thought, my word. And believe it or not, I was very shy, so I didn't have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
in the end he said, "Oh, for goodness sake, will you go out with me?"
And this would be your husband now? Would it
No,
be?
it's not. No. Well, I didn't go out with him anyway. But
Right.
No,
Yeah,
it
right.
wasn't my husband.
No. So that was your first job, as just being in the milk
First
bar?
job was milk bar, yeah.
And then you moved on to...
Then I went nursing.
Yeah. Did you have to go back to school for that, or you just actually...
We did it on the wards.
Yep.
In those days, you didn't have to. I mean, yes, I did have some schooling, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Mostly done on the wards.
Yeah. You just chucked in the deep end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was at the Austin Hospital in Melbourne. Yeah.
Yeah. So you say that you've gone to Pakistan to Melbourne.
Yeah.
So how have you got to Smithton? So
Well, while I was nursing at the hospital, Jack's sister was a good friend of mine.
Yep.
And she introduced me to Jack. He was in the Air Force at that stage. He introduced me to Jack, and that's how I got to know him. And then we got married in Melbourne, and then we moved to Devonport.
Yep.
When I just had a baby. I've got 3 children. Jack came first with the 2 eldest ones, and then I came about 2 weeks later with the youngest one.
Yep.
And we lived in Devonport for a few years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then from there, we bought a business in Smithton.
Yep.
And moved there, and we've been there ever since.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So are you still in contact with some of your friends from Pakistan and stuff?
Well, I was. I had a lovely. She was married to a doctor, girlfriend, and for years we kept in touch. And she passed away, probably about 20 years ago.
Yep.
So, and I've never contacted him.
No.
I did in the beginning.
Yeah.
So we've lost contact.
Yeah.
I've lost contact with her.
So you've never
husband.
been back to Pakistan
No.
since? No.
The 2 sisters want to go back, and they want me to go, but no, I'm not going back there. Not this stage, no.
So you obviously haven't lived in the same town. That was a question on our sheet. So we've been
around
all over the world.
Yes.
And the next question, you've sort of touched on that a bit. Have you been married, or are you married, and have you had children? So
yes, I'm married, still married, and 4 children, 13 grandchildren, and 11 great grandchildren, and they live all around us.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So say that again.
13 grandchildren,
Yeah.
and 11 great
Yeah,
grandchildren.
right. And keep going, I guess that will.
I think so.
Yeah. So your favourite holiday? What's your
Favourite holiday?
or destination or holiday,
Yeah.
or it can be anywhere?
Yeah, I'd say Singapore.
Yep.
We've been there twice. My sister lived there with her husband, who was a horse trainer.
Yep.
And you've probably heard of John Marr.
Yep.
So Singapore was beautiful. We loved it there. But about, I'd say, 6 years ago, my sister was looking for a relative belonging to my mother, because we couldn't find anyone belonging to my mother.
Yep.
So she looked into it, and for years, and then she found John, who was the brother of my mother. And we got our passports, and we went to England, and we just stayed there for about a week, 2 weeks. And then 12 months later, they came back here to Tassie,
Oh my God.
just for a holiday.
Yep.
So Singapore was beautiful, but what we did in England, meeting our relatives,
Yep.
was just great.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
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 And they, as I said, they came out and had a couple of weeks in Smithton.
Yeah.
And last year they went back, and last year John, my uncle, he
Yeah.
passed away,
Oh,
which
okay.
was really sad,
Yeah.
because we'd only just got to know him.
Yeah.
But I keep in touch with his wife and
Yeah.
his
And they
daughter
would have
and
filled a
so-
few gaps in too for
Oh,
you.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
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 They told us a lot that we weren't aware of my mum. And
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good then.
yeah,
isn't
it was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just to wrap that up, Kaye,
Yeah.
it's obviously just a snippet of your life. Like we could get everyone's life, you could go on for hours, but it's just
Yeah.
a small snippet. What advice have you got for younger people? And by the sound of it, you've got a lot of grandkids and
I
great
have.
grandkids, so they've probably heard this advice. But
They probably, yes, many a time. And they're good kids, they're all good. We all say that. I'd say respect. Have respect for
Yep.
for the, elderly and the young ones.
Yeah.
Do your schooling, enjoy it. That's about all I can say.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have a wedding this afternoon anyhow, don't we?
We do. We'll have to get cracking. And
Kaye's husband's brother is getting married today, so should be a good day. So anyway, thanks for your time, and we'll catch you later, travellers.
all right. Thank you, Tim.
See ya.